It sees you. Here you go. You guys aren't prepared for this. Ready? Watch this opening. You're not ready. Where's he at? Where's the volume?
Dusty, I still can't hear anything.
It's not. It's playing. It's recording the volume. It's just not playing it through our headphones. So it'd be cool to everyone else when they're watching that.
Let's see if you can tether my hotspot.
Oh no, it's all good. We'll just roll with this. But Chris, we are not live, but we're going to be posting this here in just a little bit. So everyone that's watching this tonight, we are recording from the basement studio with the Dupo Robotic Club and posting this to Facebook because just as we were sitting down chatting about robots, we had a power outage. And the power flickered and came back on, so we want to record in case that happens again. Chris, even though I've already told people who we have today, you should do it once more.
Hey guys, what's going on? You got me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is weird because I can't hear myself. Got the right there, coming back slowly. All right, guys, I got the Dupo Robotics Club here with us. Looks like the majority of the team, if not the whole team, here tonight. We're going to go around and we'll start over on this side with introductions and just lean into the microphone and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Eric Levitt. A lot of you might know me. Been teaching math here at Dupo for 19 years and teaching at Dupo for 21. And we started the Dupo Robotics team in 2019, and so we're hoping to have a real good season this year at our competition.
My name is Paul Woods. I'm the captain of our team here. I'm a senior in high school and just trying to get through this season now.
I'm Zane Copeland, and I just do whatever they tell me to, and I like to run track.
That's Zane.
Everyone needs a gopher.
That's right.
For real.
It is you. I'm Michael Lesh. I'm a senior at Dupo. I just do the software stuff on the robot.
I'm Arliss Woods. I'm a sophomore at Dupo High School, and I'm the shop steward.
Jeremy O'Sullivan, another math teacher at Dupo. A lot of you probably know me as well. And I'm the, I guess what,
Co-sponsor.
Co-sponsor.
The co-sponsor. So, how old is the Dupo Robotic Club?
So 2019, I guess this is our sixth season.
So the 2019 season was actually the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
and then like your competition's coming up. Was it next weekend?
Yeah, next weekend it'll be Friday, March 22nd and Saturday, March 23rd. We do have practice matches on the 21st, but our matches on the 22nd, 23rd will be streamed on Twitch, and we'll try and get that information out to everybody.
And where is it at again? Is it at?
It's at the Chaffetz Arena on St. Louis University's campus, right in downtown St. Louis.
Okay, and I think everything like the parking and then the entry fee that's all free, right? For anyone that wants to come in and watch.
Yep, free. Children are welcome. They get to walk around our pit, see all about 64 robots and the kids who designed them and built them, and watch the competition. And there's even other activities for kids and families to do.
Okay, so they've got like a little, not a picnic area, but just area where interaction area for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What's new with the robot this year?
Well, we've been working on it since August. We did a lot of fundraising last spring. We were actually really successful in fundraising after our last podcast here. So we did fundraising all spring, raised about $3,000 thanks to our Dupo community, selling popcorn, Dairyland chipped in, and some other folks chipped in with contributions. Then all fall, we worked on doing practice builds of a robot, and we started our actual season in January. And so, what is this, week 11 of our build?
Or so.
Yeah.
So, and your guys, what is it now? Are you just like at the fine-tuning stage, or is it?
Yeah, we've got everything done with a week to go, so we're pretty happy about that. we're trying to solve some coding issues with our vision system, and hopefully we get that wrapped up by Tuesday.
So, like, when you say vision system, I was talking to Charlie B at the event the other night, and he said that there's an autonomous portion of this. Is that the part where the vision is your coding on the vision side?
There's something called April tags. They're kind of like QR codes. So they're positioned all over the field about 6 feet so a robot camera can see them. And then if you're able to have a vision system where the robot can read the April tags, the robot could hopefully then steer itself part of the way or reposition itself right on target. And so that makes it easier for the driver. So I have to drive so precisely the last 4 to 5 feet, to score a game piece.
So, like, it'll orient itself as it's coming in, kind of like an aircraft landing on a carrier or something. It's got its set parameters to hit that mark.
Exactly.
And I've seen a lot of the videos lately, and it's really cool seeing this thing. I mean, it looks like it is so much faster this year than it was last year.
And better designed and better built.
I know that we've seen a lot of the posts throughout the year that you've gotten new components coming in and stuff like that. Have you gotten some of those components donated from places that have helped out?
Well, we were recipients this season of 2 major grants, totaling about $7,000. Boeing's charitable wing donated about half, and then the Bayer Fund, Bayer, Monsanto, donated the other half. And so those were the 2 big grants that funded this spring, in addition to the about $3,200 we raised last spring.
So you rolled in right around 10 grand, a little over 10 grand.
Yeah, we're very appreciative of everyone who donated this year.
It's like $6,000 just for the entry fee, right? For per contest, and that's kind of that's why we only do one a year right now. And hopefully this helps in generating more publicity and more interest for you guys to help make it a little bit easier for more funds next year. Maybe you could do a couple of contests or something. Yeah, and we'd also like to be able to recruit more Dupo students to come out and help us out. Well, we have 5 great ones. Jacob Biet's not with us tonight, but we need more. We need kids who can code like Michael. He came out this year, and I'm super impressed with how well he codes. But we also need kids who just know how to use, a socket wrench and a screwdriver, and knows mechanical stuff. We need all kinds of kids. A kid who loves working on their car would be perfect for robotics. I know a few of those kids, don't we, Dusty?
We know quite a bit of kids.
We know some gearheads out there that
definitely.
And I think they hear robots and they're a little intimidated.
Right.
But there's so much fabricating that we do, and a lot of the components on the robot itself are off-the-shelf automotive components.
Oh wow!
Fuses, the battery. It's basically like a golf cart battery, I think.
Basically.
But the concept is still the same.
Yeah.
You with everything. You run on electric motors and so it all runs off batteries and everything needs some sort of mechanic.
Right.
So you talked about coding. Why don't you tell us a little bit about coding and what that involves?
I mean, what do you really want to know? There's a lot that goes into it.
What's the basis of it? What is the what does coding do? What does coding allow the robot to do?
Everything. I think the code is really the brain of how it all works. Luckily the people who make the motor controllers that we have put out their own little piece of code that we go in and edit, but that makes all of our motors run, that allows our dump mechanism to work, it allows everything we have on that robot to do what it does.
So when you're doing that, how much because you have a lot of different components on there, how much do you have to kind of massage everything to get it all to work together coding wise?
I think that's actually most of what I do is just kind of combine different people's code and compile stuff. It's not as much writing as it is interpreting, figuring out, hey, this person released this and this person released that, so how can I make them work together?
Right. Okay. So it's kind of like solving a crime, right?
It really is. It's just a little bit of logical thinking and figuring what goes with what.
Okay. hey, we've got somebody with logic at the table. I mean, besides the teachers, we've got some smart people in this
I know.
room.
Oh,
Dusty.
we definitely
Man.
have smart students around this table.
Listen. Our IQ collectively, Dusty, went way up when
I
this guy
know, this
walked
is
in.
great.
I'm telling you right now.
We're capturing pictures of this.
Yeah, usually we're down here somewhere, it's sub table level. Now we're up here. We're going good.
So, go ahead,
No,
Chris.
nope, you got it.
I was going to ask to go on with the coding thing. So you guys didn't have, before you joined, you guys weren't, you guys didn't have someone with the, did you come with the coding experience or did you learn that?
I mostly came, thanks to Mr. Biet, I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know. I believe that he was probably one of our biggest helpers in that, aside from just me. But I've learned code throughout just trial and error. I think anybody could really do it. It's kind of like learning a second language.
So the robots, are they, when they go out to compete, are they pre-programmed or are they remote controlled? Like, are they are their actions controlled by a user or are their actions pre-programmed?
It's
Actually, it's both, right?
It is
There's
both.
there's a marriage there.
I forget how long it is, but we have a period that we have to do autonomous for extra points during the competition.
Okay.
And then we have a teleop period, which basically just means we control it manually. And then it depends on kind of how we write the code, depends whether or not it does autonomous stuff.
So, and knowing a little bit, what language do you code in mostly?
For the robot project, we mostly use Java.
Okay, so nothing. You're not like some of the ASCII or some of those other ones that are out there. That
No, we definitely don't use like C# that just gives everybody migraines.
Man. Who's the youngest one on the team? Is it this guy down here?
Yeah.
Are you a freshman?
Now I'm a sophomore.
Okay, so what made you see these guys and think that's what I want to do?
Well, really, Arliss told me
Arliss.
to join. And I
Oh,
was
so you were strong armed into it. You bullied him into it, right? Arliss, way to go. Bullying knows no bounds.
No.
We're intellectually bullying each other around here, so that's awesome.
Man, Arliss is a great ambassador of all things Dupo.
Right.
He's been great. I think he was like our second follower of the page, so he goes way back with D43 Studios. So always good to have Arliss here. Big helper with the. You still doing the thing with the drama club? Or no, you don't have time for that. I know you still doing
I still help with the drama club. I help backstage and
it. Okay, yeah, sold candy bars and all that. But back to the robot club. You guys go and compete. Do you have a time frame? Is it like a competition? Obviously, Chris, you know more about this than I do, which is generally the consensus. What's that look like whenever you go into competition?
He asked you, Arliss. Go ahead.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of open ended.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
just
looking at Arliss, but it's an
Okay.
open ended question. Whoever answers it better.
On Thursday, the 21st, our robot has to be checked in by the judges to make sure everything is up to their technical specs, to make sure it's safe for all the other competitors. All the wires have to be tightened down. All the wires have to be to code. Can't have any. It can only be so large. 120 inches around is its perimeter, and it has to be less than 4 feet high, and it has to weigh less than 120 pounds. Mm-hmm. And there's a whole 120-page manual of how you have to build it, what materials you're allowed to use, even things like the bumpers on a robot. There's a separate manual just for bumpers.
Wow.
So on the 21st, the Thursday, after we're checked in, we get to do practice matches all day with all the other teams. And then Friday morning, after the national anthem at 9 a.m., the competition starts and will go till about 6 o'clock on Friday. The qualifying matches continue from Friday into Saturday morning till lunch. And then if you're one of the probably top 24 teams, you have a chance of being drafted into the tournament. And then the top 2 teams from the tournament get to go on to nationals.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We're nationals.
Houston.
In Houston?
Wow, only the top 2 teams get to go forward.
Top 2 teams, but that's like teams of 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be 6 robot teams that would get to go.
I see.
But this first organization is huge. They have teams literally around the world. There's teams from Israel, Europe, Japan, South Korea.
That are coming in for the competition next week?
They'd be coming in for nationals or worlds.
Oh, for nationals or worlds.
We did
Okay.
have a team from Brazil that 1 year.
Yeah, we did.
Competition.
In 2020, it was really sad actually, because in 2020 we were at Shea Fitz on SLU's campus, and they had started the opening ceremony on Thursday morning, and right after the national anthem, they had an all call over the intercom. Due to COVID-19, we are canceling the event. Everyone go home. And so there were teams that had seniors, including the team from Brazil, who had spent all this money and flown all the way to St. Louis. I saw so many kids being comforted by their coaches or their parents just bawling their eyes out. You know, they'd worked for 4 years and worked for 3 months to build a robot to compete, and then COVID, you know, we know what COVID did.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's not dive into that one.
No.
Even robots were affected by the COVID.
Right.
Yeah, everything was.
What's your outlook for this competition this year?
We've had some practice time in Dupo's small gym, and we feel pretty confident about the robot. It's very fast. We're able to score consistently. This is probably our first robot that really does that. We think we can probably finish in the top half, but we won't know till we see what the rest of the competition looks like.
Right. Because everybody else is improving at the same rate. And I was wanting to get back to the confines of what you have in order to build. 120 pounds is not a lot when you're considering you've got a battery in there that probably weighs 10 or 12 pounds.
Yeah.
For a smaller battery, like it's probably 10 or 12 pounds. Electric motors are not light either. So
actually, they're surprisingly light. They're getting smaller and more powerful.
Really?
Every year.
Well, what's the heaviest part of a robot?
The battery and then the metal frame.
Okay.
I mean, it's all aluminum tubing.
Mm-hmm.
It adds up quick.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Plus the wiring, plus the fuses and everything else on there. And what is there like an operating system for it? Like a.
I mean, not necessarily an operating system, more of like what's called a RoboRio, which is like the central processing unit of the robot. And then it's my job and Mr. Biet's job to go in and make the code, or I guess what runs the robot. However, FIRST does put out a little thing with their libraries, is what they're called, that gives us a base to work off of.
Okay. And Charlie Biet, I know you're not watching right now, but I'm severely disappointed. We had a conversation the other night to get you in here, and you no-showed us. That's man. I have to get on him about that one in person. So this is your senior season, right? Yes. So who drives? Who does what in the competition? What is everybody's role?
So currently we have any of these three guys here driving. It's just whoever ends up being the best one at the moment.
At the moment.
Whoever isn't driving is then standing on the sidelines watching, throwing in the game pieces that we have to score with, or helping the driver navigate the course.
So, and I think we talked about this last year. It's not like, refresh my memory on the confines, like the limits to what you can do as far as whenever you say you're helping somebody drive it. Like, because I think what was it? We talked about hand signals or something like that last year, and some stuff's allowed, some stuff's not. So when you say helping the person drive, what are you guys doing to help each other out help the driver out?
For the most part, what we can do is just let's say one person's watching the camera, and then we can say, hey, you need to move to the left a little bit, or another person can be watching over their shoulder across the field, helping them navigate.
So there's a camera. It's a webcam mounted onto the robot, and so in our driver station on our laptop, so one of the students will have basically an Xbox controller that's hooked up to our laptop, and the the robot has a webcam on it, so it allows us to see whatever the robot is looking at. So then and there's a really small, like it's about maybe 4 by 6, maybe 3 by 5 little video display, seeing what the robot is looking at. So that's, besides looking out at the field, you probably want one person watching the screen and one person watching the field to kind of tell the driver, what's in the way or where to go. Because they're the referees at the event. It's kind of like soccer. They walk around with a yellow card and a red card in their zebra shirt, and they'll pull out yellow cards for like viciously like driving into another robot.
Wow.
So again, it's not like Robot Wars where you're going out there with the chop saw or the hammer.
No,
we're looking to do damage, so we're the last robot standing.
They're real big on a made up word they have called cooperation. And so
competition.
Yes, all the teams are, because they give a cooperation award at the end of the 3-day weekend, and the teams are incented to help each other with maintenance on the robot, last minute emergency fixes of a robot if it got damaged, rebuilds sometimes if it got really damaged, helping out with code, and also cooperating during the matches. While we are competing against the other teams, we're also supposed to, be good sportsmen while we're doing it.
That's great. And I know, Dupo, a lot of times we get a hard rap about things, but one of the overriding themes, especially with some of our other teams, is, the Lady Tigers won the, sportsmanship award, so that is prevalent, much more prevalent throughout the school than most people realize.
We have great kids throughout our school.
Yeah, exactly.
I completely agree. We were completely undersold on the quality of kids that are here, because we're so looked down on a lot of times. And if people, what you get, what you put into it, and it's just like anything else. And to see kids that are striving to do better, in an area that is there's not a lot of focus on it, is awesome to see that. And like Dusty and I are always here for you guys to help out. And any of you guys that are mechanically inclined, join up and help out, help build, help fabricate, turn a wrench. You turn wrenches on your cars, come in and turn wrenches on a robot. It's no different. It's basically just a smaller version of your car. So, get in there and help out, donate some time and have some fun. I'm sure you guys have a lot of good times in there. And I mean, I know I'd be like a kid in a candy store with that robot running around.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing was wicked fast this year. Like, I was really impressed with how fast it is. Like, I watched some of the videos from last year, and this thing just would completely dust the one you guys had last year. No offense to everybody that helped build that one last year, but it was this thing's like light speed and the other one's sublight, transportation.
Yeah. We were not the proudest of that robot by the end of last year's competition, and that's what I think drove us to really dive into the fundraising and to work all fall, working on a robot and we're developing our skills so that we can have a much better season this spring. The season is supposed to go January through about mid-March, beginning of April. And so it's kind of cool that a lot of these guys were working with us all fall, often 3 days a week, to do our new swerve drive system and really figure things out.
Well, it's paid dividends by leaps and bounds. I mean, it's really, really tremendous.
Well, you know how it is working with kids, though. The more the kids get excited about it and want to work, as an adult, the more it makes you want to throw in and work with them.
Oh, yeah, completely. It's so much easier to work with a kid that wants to build themselves, work on themselves as opposed to a kid that's just like, I'm just here, And that's, you guys have a lot of kids. Everybody, I think, on this team is, hey, I'm here to learn. I'm here to do better here. And I think hopefully you guys all do this, as you move forward in your your school journey too, that you find a way to be a part of something like this on the collegiate level, because I think you guys are really onto something special here.
How many seniors are there on the team?
It's just two of us, me and Michael.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, do you have plans after this already, or?
I do. As a matter of fact, I was already accepted as a mechanical engineer over in Rolla.
Wow.
Oh, at the tech. It's not the tech college, but it's a division of U of M, right?
Yeah,
It's a science and
tech.
science and tech. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was accepted to U of I for their chemistry program
Awesome.
That's
U of I,
awesome.
which U of I?
in Urbana.
The regular U of
So
I.
here I'm going to bring up a name here. You'll be reunited with Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Please tell him I said hi whenever you get there. One of my favorite guys. So
ILL.
yeah, I'm a Mizzou fan, guys. Sorry, but going back to the competition, do you still have like there's a spot where you have to kind of level out? Is that still kind of the deal? And were you able to set something like that up in the little gym to help?
No, every year they design a new challenge for the teams. So you cannot reuse any parts of a robot. You have to start over from scratch every year. The game design is completely different, and they're trying to make you use different skills every year. This year, they tried to put an emphasis on shooting. They're basically 1 foot diameter foam rings.
I saw those. I just saw those in the video earlier today. That they look like frisbee discs.
Right.
Yes.
Right. You can throw them pretty far. So a lot of the robots will be shooting those from like 10 to 20 feet away up into a goal. We're going to be using more like a dump truck mechanism.
Right.
Because there's a secondary scoring where we can dump it off into basically a vertical panel. Mm-hmm. So we'll be going for those kind of shots. And then we'll also be able to go get the rings for other teams. Like we're trying to be an assist bot this year, or we'll be able to score fairly consistently, but we also want to get those assists on the higher valued shots for the teams that are going to be able to shoot really well.
Sounds like basketball, doesn't it?
So you can almost kind of work in conjunction. It's like hockey or basketball.
right.
Where
Exactly.
you get the assist on that.
The way the way it works is you do these qualifying matches, and the top 8 teams at the end of Saturday morning are basically captains, and they get to draft the rest of the field for their 8-team tournament, and that's where you want to get in the championship Saturday afternoon. So ideally, you'd be one of the top 24 teams to be assured to be drafted, or at least the top half. And our goal going into it is to be a consistent scorer, but also be able to help out other teams so that we can improve our draft stock.
Right. So, and then is that something that you're going to try to identify on Thursday whenever you're in there and doing all the practice matches? See, there's strategy involved in this too. That you don't.
Exactly.
You think you just show up and you dump your robot out there and you don't go to work, but that's not it. It's like playing chess, really,
They
too.
have all the teams will have scouts walking around to all the other teams saying, "What can you do? Can you shoot, or can you get the ring and move it around, or there's a climbing portion, can you do that?" So you've got, like Arliss was our guy last year. You're going to go around to the other teams and say, "What can you do?" So because they're already thinking about that on Saturday.
Right.
What teams can we draft that are going to help us be more successful?
Right.
So do you think that you'll you hope to be in a position to be drafting, correct? Because that means you're in the top 8.
Yeah,
Right.
ideally. Yeah.
Then from there, the top 24. So my question is, following the timeline, if your team finishes, you said top 2 teams go to nationals. So is that a combined team of the people that you've partnered
Of
with
who
at
you've
this
drafted,
competition?
yes.
Oh, okay. So these are
6 different robotics groups will get to go.
So each captain will draft 2 teams to assist them.
So you could be the 24th best team and find your way to nationals.
Yes.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, you could. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a double elimination tournament on Saturday once you get in.
And the finals are double elimination.
Mm-hmm.
So is it? I guess are they ranked kind of like other sports where
Yeah.
this is team 1, team
Yep.
2, and then is it 1v4, 2v3, or is it
1v8? Yeah, 1v8, 2v7.
also okay? All right. So you want to be in the 3-4 bracket somewhere, maybe, or at least be in the 3 bracket, so you can.
Yeah.
It's not as tough a row if you're the 7, 8, 6, 7, 8 group there.
Well, I mean, with robots, it's definitely you have better teams or better performing robots, but anything can happen in that final tournament.
And it's dependent on,
Yeah.
15 to 18-year-old kids too, because they're the ones running the program. So,
Right.
They're the ones running the show when you're actually out there. So I think you got a pretty level-headed group here too. They're, pretty smart. They're like, he's looking at me like, what are you coded with right now? So, how excited are you guys right now?
Very exciting.
I
Ecstatic.
just want lunch.
So this is like
It's a man after my own heart. He's just thinking about food.
We're all about food here. So this is the main event showcase of the year.
Yep.
Yes.
For us, it is. Yeah.
For us.
So this is like a season-ending competition for any other sport.
Right.
I mean, I
It's
hope
yeah.
not.
We're all working for one competition.
No, this is the springboard, Dusty, to get to nationals, and then
Yeah.
hopefully
Well,
the
yeah,
world.
that's
so.
what I meant. Is like this is like the exactly
Kind of make or break.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go through this. So if you make it out of the St. Louis, let's call it regional, and you make
is
it
a
to,
regional, yep.
to nationals in Houston, and then chips fall your way, and you're like, holy crap, Dupo's going to nationals. Where is that held at?
Nationals are in Houston.
Oh, so it's still there in Houston.
Yeah.
Then.
I've actually not paid attention beyond nationals because I like to watch the nationals a little bit.
Right.
I don't really know, to be honest. I'm so focused on always building a robot that works.
yeah,
So-
exactly.
So when you're watching that, are you trying to pick up tips and tricks for the next year, or
Yeah, I'm always, even when I go to regionals this year, I'm going to go around with my phone and take lots of pictures and talk to the other kids and the other coaches on all the other teams, trying to pick up new things that'll make things easier or better.
and is it one of those things where like the kids that we're trying to recruit too, we know we need wrench turners, gearheads, but is it one of those things too? I think we talked about it last year. You need that outgoing personality to go around and just be like, hey, and try to make as many friends as possible.
We need
and,
another
and,
Arliss, yeah.
Arliss Woods.
right, going around and say, hey, what does it do, and trying to chat as much as possible. And how much technical knowledge do you need to be able to do that part of it?
Not really anything. No.
You just need, hey, you guys just tell them, hey, this is what we want to partner up with.
Yeah,
Go find us this team. And-
Anything they need to know, they'll learn as we build the robot.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then, so you got 1 week left. Are you guys in just fine tuning mode, or
Yeah.
do you still have any major work to do to it?
No, mechanically we're done. We hope to get our vision recognition system working by Tuesday. We have to drop off our robot at Chaffetz on Wednesday night
Wednesday night.
for the competition on Thursday. So other than working on our vision system, and if we don't get that done, we don't get that done. We still have a very good drivable robot. That's just bonus. We're going to be driving around, practicing tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, trying to get as many practice reps in as we can.
Right. And do you, so the camera on there, can you control the camera angle so maybe
No.
help read it better, or it's in a fixed position?
Fixed,
and
yes.
Yeah, it's about 3 feet up, basically on a pole on the back of our robot. It's just a little camera attached to a Raspberry Pi computer that's attached to an internet switch that's attached to the RoboRio, right, Michael?
Yeah.
Something like.
He's following that in his head real quick.
He's checking me on
Yeah,
that.
no, it's basically just a fixed camera on a pole. Looks like a spoiler on the robot if you see it. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, now we're getting racing dynamics
Oh, yeah.
into it. That's
I
awesome.
mean, it goes fast enough.
It does, right? You need the downforce on it. So you got that Tuesday night. What other kind of things would you need? Is it easier to watch the screen on the laptop, or can you guys use like a larger, little bit video monitor that can USD, either not USD, but HDMI into the laptop? Is that easier for you?
It's just going to be the little screen on the...
Someone can get for you? I mean, is that allowed, to where you could... hook one into
No,
it?
with the way the driver station software is, you're pretty much limited to their little 3x5 picture.
Okay. All right. I was gonna like.
We should check the rules on that though.
I was gonna. Hey, if 3x5 goes to this, then I'd be happy to bring in a monitor and
Hey,
you
I
guys roll with
I
it.
always let the kids tell me when I'm wrong, and they do.
Jeez.
Check the rules on it between now and then. And let me know, and I'll get you a monitor with an HDMI cable, and we'll throw down. We'll let you throw down with it for the competition.
That'd be great.
I hope that your robot is stronger than the chair that I sat in the other day. This is
At school, you were just going on about that. Listen,
okay. Real quick, sorry guys, since we're talking about the chair.
I'm just sad that you brought a piece of it home. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
you should have seen the look. You should have seen the look on Carp's face when he seen me walking down the hallway with it in my pocket. But
Was it his chair or whose was it?
no, it was.
It was Shootsy's chair, wasn't
Shootsy's
it?
chair, yeah. So I'm subbing for Shootsy, and I sit down in it, and I know, like this thing's at the end of its time. It's coming. I just didn't want to be the one to do it. Well, came back from lunch about 2 pounds heavier than I went. Bam! And this shot out from underneath there. So Carp rolled over a chair for me, but I figured I'd bring it with me.
What I want to know is, did you go down, or was it just kind of like, oh,
No, it was just like
the
a
shock?
quick little, whoa, hit the ground kind of unpleasantly. But anyway, it's here it is. So I hope your guys' robot is stronger than that.
I mean, we've hit a few things. It is.
That's awesome. It's going to be stronger than Shootsy's chair. That's good. Just got a message from Moms on a Mission. They've got $200 they're bringing to you guys tomorrow. So another donation from them.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Moms on a Mission.
Thank you so much.
So they were going to try to surprise and bring it here on the show, but that didn't work out. So they are a sponsor of our show. They got us some things. Also, our other sponsor, Dupo Picks with Santa.
Oh.
So this is not Chris doesn't know how to cut straight lines. So
it's that. Oh, now we're going. Oh, he's going to try and lay this on me.
Just,
Listen, just watch the last couple podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to say anything else.
It's like, why do we have? First of all, we had Josh on the first show, who's like a carpenter. Now we have Robotic team, who's probably looking at this thinking, "Geez,
right, all this massive cords and everything."
Don't let that guy around anything that we have."
That kind of looks like a robot.
I have been in the classroom though that houses the robots, and like you see spiders like this in boxes. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're in boxes. We don't put them out in
Yeah.
front of them.
Hey, Les is calling you out, buddy. His OCD
guy.
is really just raking on him right
I've
now.
been focusing on these wires since I got here.
I know. I'm sorry.
They are better now.
It's at least it was the wires and not. Don't look at the uneven edges over here.
Hey, look, this is, we did the last
This
one.
is really solid.
We did, that was the solid part comes from Josh. You're
No,
building it
hey.
for us, and then, but last year we were at the quarterback club. Talking about both teams coming a long way. We may still have a mass of cords out here a little bit, but we're constantly improving. So hopefully you guys have had a decent time here tonight.
That's great.
Hopefully it's a little inviting. Dusty has all his Beatles stuff up, but
Yeah.
we try not to hold that against him.
Always happy to have a fellow Beatles fan on the show. We get a lot of Beatles hate, so it's good to talk Beatles a little bit.
So what's next for everybody? And after walk me through. So let's just say I'm not going to go there. At the very end of the season, once everything is done, nationals, worlds, everything like that. What is the process for you guys shutting down for the year?
First, I need a weekend of sleep. Yes. I don't think I've slept in 3 months.
Keeps you up at night. Huh?
Once
Or
the
just that
season,
much work?
it's the same with any kind of athletic coaching too. You just in season, you're like, oh, I'll sleep when the season's over. We'll figure it out because it just consumes everything. Yes. So after that, do you guys tear down this year, or do you tear down at the beginning of next year?
That's a ritual. I don't know if I should put this out here publicly, but most teams traditionally let the incoming freshmen be familiar with robotics, familiarize themselves with it by tearing down last year's robot. It's easier for freshmen who haven't touched that robot to do it emotionally than all the kids who are still around that built it.
Yeah.
Do you give it a name?
Yes.
It hasn't been named yet, as far as I know.
We try to name it before the competition starts, though.
That's awesome. Sixth year. I didn't realize, man, 6 years. But I guess I'm old, really old now. It's been 20 years since I've been in that building, so 6 years went fast. But man, that's been a good long stretch for you guys. So this is a 6 year competing at this same competition.
Yes.
Well, we lost 2020. We did a remote competition in 2021 because we're still under the pandemic. We didn't compete in 2022 because of funding. And then we competed last year, 23, and competing this year in 24. Thanks to all of our great sponsors locally and the national ones too.
Well, I know my goal is to make sure that you guys never have to miss another competition due to funding. You know, if it ever comes to where you guys are thinking that you are going to be in trouble, reach out to us, and we will do everything that we can with whatever contacts we
We'll
have.
shake folks down.
Right.
We've done it before.
Hey, listen,
we may have video of Chris shaking a kid down.
I'm
for
not
coin.
opposed to hanging a 4-year-old upside down for his candy.
There may be video of that.
Listen, there may or may not.
Right,
It's just
exactly.
until it comes out. I'm not above abuse to help get
That's
you guys.
right.
Those strong arm collections walking around. Just call me Vito. We'll be all right.
right.
So, guys, it's been a great. You need to talk a little bit less. You're kind of chatty down here. That's what I'm saying.
Which is opposite from, I think I had you either in junior high once or, no, freshman year, and man, you were just all over the place. Now look at you.
Stage fright.
You've been to my house before.
I have.
Yeah, with my nephew. No, your little brother.
Yeah.
The
my little brother.
Copelands all look the same. Here's something I realized, and we'll let Chris close us out with more robotic talk. One thing I noticed about teachers is for us, 4 years of high school goes by slower. We're younger, more impressionable years, but as adults, it's like bing, 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 bing. So when you have students like Arliss and Paul here that are brothers or sisters, it's almost like, you know, is it weird to see how far the nut fell from the tree? Or, I mean, because I know I'm a lot opposite of, you know, my siblings, so as a teacher, it's got to be weird to see a whole family cycle through in front of you.
No, every kid's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You treat each kid as the individual they are.
And you know, as teachers, my mother-in-law was a teacher. It's never concerning until you get to the grandkid of the kid that you taught. You know, that's when you're like,
Yeah,
I think I've been here for a while now.
I've had some second generation kids already.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
And,
Yeah.
Well, you stick around 21 years and that happens.
Right. And hey, it's okay till you get to the third generation. You're like, I think I've been here a minute or two.
It's so crazy how many teachers come on that started when I was in high school, because I believe you started when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Science, I think.
Actually, English.
English, that's right. English. Oh, man, that's worse than science.
How did
I
you
think.
start out teaching English? You're the math genius here. I mean,
I don't know about that. They wanted to hire me for the math job, but the math job wasn't open yet. So, wisely or errantly, they hired me to teach English for 2 years until the math job opened up. And I think your math job opened up like 2 years later.
So you've been there equal 2 years after him?
17 years, I think. So
Holy cow.
I had a few years on you.
I know when something that we've kind of been talking about and working on is getting the Dupo Educator Hall of Fame going back
Again,
again.
yeah.
And obviously you two great longtime educators in Dupo. We have Carp on. We see a lot of longtime great educators here, and always happy to have you guys come on here and brave the basement. It's not as bad as it. As
it's
it
really
seems,
cool.
So,
oh,
yeah.
that's what we're putting on a shirt. Brave the basement
I
with a little
brave the
shot.
basement.
Right, start
I
handing
would
it
definitely buy that.
Yeah.
Speaking of shirts, I owe Arliss a shirt. Remind me, Chris, next time I buy stuff. Which,
Right. It's all the time. It's,
bad.
every time I
Arliss
turn
shirt.
around, Dusty's like, "Hey, I bought something."
but Arliss, I do have the last sticker in our possession for you. since
What?
I owe it.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
wow.
Arliss.
robot.
It's all about
Yeah.
the stickers.
It is.
It's
We-
all about the stickers.
We
baby.
started this is kind of like you guys have an end goal. We started with an end goal in our mind, and our end goal was to give away stickers. So like,
Look at us
we
living
can
the
try
dream,
a
Dusty.
podcast, bring the Robot Club on, and at the end of the day, it's all about giving that sticker away, right?
That's
Chris?
right. That's right.
So, you guys, it's been awesome. Chris is going to close out. Anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Thanks for having us.
Well, I got something to say. Everybody come out and support these guys. Go to Chaffetz, spend a few hours at Chaffetz cheering these guys on. Do you have competition times yet where you know when you're going to be going?
Unfortunately not.
We find out Thursday.
Yeah, we'll get our practice schedule for the practice matches on Thursday. Then Friday morning we'll get our competition schedule.
So you won't know until Friday
No.
who you're
So we
facing.
can
As soon
do that
as-
Twitter and everything, right? We can
As
post
soon
it.
Yeah,
as,
I was
as
gonna say.
soon
We'll
as
post
you-
it on our socials.
As
Yeah.
soon as you get it, let us know. Send us a copy, one of the two of us.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we'll post it and we'll get it out there. If you're going early, we may miss some of the early matches, but
Right, or
we'll
check us out
definitely
on Twitch, right? It's everything
On Twitch, too.
Yeah, we'll put everything on our-
FRC, yep.
I'd love to get a group of people there, though. You know what I
That
mean?
would be
Just to
awesome.
have a
We'll have
group
to
of
see
people there
what's
to
going on that weekend.
yeah.
That's in 2 weekends.
No.
No,
next
that's
weekend.
next weekend.
Oh, okay, that's not this weekend. The next
It's the
weekend.
next,
either.
yeah,
'Cause before we go, I meant to say a couple things about this weekend. The junior high boys are competing at state at the St. Clair Bowl for bowling.
Okay.
The kids dances this weekend. Dupo Quarterback Club Kids Dance. Stop being a bully. Check out their event, and also check out the Dupo Volunteer Fire Department. The Easter pictures are coming up. I'm going to be there taking the pictures this year, helping them out. So come down to the Dupo Fire Department. Chris, that's all I've got. You guys always welcome to come out. Anytime you guys want to be on, let us know. It's so cool to. We recognized early on that we didn't want to just be a sports podcast.
Right.
That we love football and all the other sports, but we also love seeing other academic and science based and mathematic based. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, the great thing I think about us and what we do, and to toot our own horn here, is I'm a football coach. I love to talk about that. I love sports, but I'm a Dupo guy, and this is a Dupo thing. And I think we missed out on getting the Scholar Bowl team in, which is. I think I want to get them on in the next. I think their season's over, but I want to get them on in the next couple of weeks to talk to them because they deserve recognition, and we're not just the athletics podcast. We are Dupo people, and we're Dupo podcast, and I'm glad you guys came down. Anytime that we can help out, I'll always shout out to us, and we'll do everything that we can. I know I've liked the page, so I keep up with the videos and stuff like that. And I was really excited when that's like, hey, we're having a robotics club on the 14th. Heck yeah, on Pi Day no less. So they're working it out. March 14th is Pi Day, folks.
Not only that, but as we announced last week, we are part of the Fuel Network.
I
Fan
was just
United.
getting ready to do that.
There you
too.
go, Chris.
Yeah.
Kick
All
that
right.
one out.
Hey, catch us again if you don't know, if you weren't watching last week, and I know that this is going to be recorded, but we are now on Roku TV. We have our own channel on the Fuel Network. It's Fan United Experience Legion Network. Look it up. There's a little logo on the screen. Look it up. We've got our own channel on there. We've got 2 podcasts up right now.
Yep.
The Megan Brown one, and then the youth soccer one is on there right now.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get last week with Pat Casey on, and this week with you guys. And
Or
we should,
Pat Carrier.
we should. I said Pat Carrier, didn't?
Yeah, you said Pat Carrier.
Yeah, Pat Carrier, and then, you guys for this week. So we should have it. It should rotate three episodes. Will be on there for you to watch. There's a ton of other channels on there with other stuff. But go check us out. It's a free network, but go check it out and watch some of our stuff, some of everybody else's stuff, and we're excited to be on there. So thanks to Jason Spurgeon for getting us hooked up with that. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for you guys for next week. I know I'm really going to try to be there. I can go and see what I've got shaken for that Saturday and make sure, or that Friday, and make sure that I'm working. So I might be able to make it in the evening, but if not, if you guys make it through, I'll definitely be there on Saturday morning. So thank you guys again. Have a great week next week. Hopefully everything works out with the camera and it's working swell for you guys. Until then, guys, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And from Dustin, Chris, and the Robotics Club, much love, guys.